Is it me or is this show getting extremely physical? How long is We TV going to let this go on before they shut it down? And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want to put my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is going to be my review for season 2, episode 10 of Cutting It in the ATL. And that's the question. You know, Love and Hip Hop used to be very physical. And then they start trying to get a handle on it. And then at a point, they literally just shut it down. Like you don't see all the physicalities. You see some of the hustle and the bustle. But I'm noticing that Cutting It is getting very, very physical lately. Whatever, let's just talk about it. Anyway, we start off with Beauty and Lya. Both of these two are just ridiculous. They're going back and forth. Their confessionals are saying that they should not even be sitting there with each other. Beauty sits around and literally continues to call Lya Tank Tank. My little Tank Tank this and my little Tank Tank that. Given very much that this bitch rides the short bus on the way to school like she's a little retard or something. Not cute. Lya, on the other hand, is in her confessionals and she basically says, you know, I hated 90% of the shit that went on at this party that she actually gave. But she's telling her, oh, I really appreciate you. It's a little party. For me. Both of you all are a waste of skin. The two of you. Ridiculous. I'm like, it's just crazy. So then you got Beauty telling Lya, you really need to stand up to Mushia. Now, I'm going to have to say, I feel Lya on this because, first of all, Lya is not a person that really likes conflict. So why put her in a position to get yanked up? Because you know Mushia snatched her the fuck up last time they actually had it out. She had her all hemmed up and she's like, Mushia! I mean, she had her yanked up. So ain't no need to keep on with a bitch that don't have no respect for you. And you know that bitch will snatch you the fuck up. And you don't want to be snatched up and you a punk bitch. So leave it alone. So I understand that. But on the other part of it, I understand not cussing a bitch out and wasting your breath. See, because there's some whores that you can cuss them out. You know they're wrong. They know they're wrong. You can cuss this stinking bitch out, and it really ain't going to mean anything at the end of the day because it don't even get in. And Mushia is that very type. Very narcissistic. Very self-absorbed. You are doing nothing but wasting your time and running up your blood pressure because they don't even get what the fuck you're saying. So I kind of feel where Lya is at with it. Fuck her, just leave her alone. And Beauty, bitch, you just want to get something started. So that's just kind of, it was kind of weird. But anyway, moving on. So here we go with the damn Pat. Now we need more scenes with Pat. I'm just going to tell y'all that from here. Pat don't have good sense. So we need more scenes with Pat. Because Pat gets into it. Pat snaps the fuck out. Pat goes the fuck off. So Pat's entertaining. Pat make good TV. I'm going to need more scenes with Pat. Less scenes with Deedra. Because Deedra ain't doing nothing no more. For real, for real. So Pat goes down and she sees the Jadoa school space and all that, seeing the progress that she's making in the building and all that. Them two get into a conversation, Deedra and Pat, about she's trying to tell Pat now, she's trying to convince Pat about how she's going to make up with the girls and all that. Pat gave her very much a bitch, you have got to be the dumbest bitch in captivity. They don't like you. They don't respect you. I don't give a goddamn what you talking about. All of that is some bullshit They don't like you, bitch. Now, what part of that don't you understand? That they or that they don't like you, bitch? I said, Pat, you better tell her, honey. So, Deidre goes through what Deidre goes through and then tells her, I'm having a book reading for my first chapter of my book. I'm going to invite you and I'm warning you all. If y'all try to turn out my shit, I'm going to throw all you bitches out from the gate. So, Pat was like, yeah, all that's cute, girl, in theory, but I don't give a fuck. First, she's like, I ain't coming, bitch, because you act like you didn't want me to come. So, Deidre cleaned that shit up real quick. She's like, Pat said I'm coming. But guess what? Bitch, if they come for me, I'm going to turn your shit out. And it ain't going to be nothing personal. I'm going to turn the motherfucker out. Bitch, whatever. Pat ain't got good sense. I said, come on, Pat. Come on through. So that was that. Pat ain't for the bullshit. So then we run into that fucking Mushia. Okay. Too many scenes with Mushia singing. She's getting on my nerves now. Okay, she drop a little beat here, drop a little beat there. I'm cool. I got you. Cool. But I'm not going to do every motherfucking episode Mushia singing. This is not Love and Hip Hop. And I don't need to hear this bitch singing on every motherfucking episode because it gets to be a bit much. Her vibrato is off the motherfucking chain. It's too much. It's too much. It's giving me goat tease, honey. Said, girl, you need to make you making jerk chicken, honey. I said, And it's cool when she sing like once every season. But not every motherfucking episode I'm listening to this bitch buying and whining and waiting. No ma'am. So we're going to need to stop that. Anyway, so she's planning on having a listening party, but she done went to this whole thing where she ain't inviting everybody. Just as if someone fucking cares. So that's her whole thing. Deidra takes her ass down there. Now she will go one step further with, see, and this is what's shocking me. Because I like Deidra in the beginning. I didn't realize, Deidra, that you are equipped with the ass kissing gene. She went down there and took her ass to Maya's shop. To buy hair. You are the bitch who, for 2 seasons, have read weave, people who wear weave, people who buy weave, going to tell us about what weave was created for and all. I know good and goddamn well you're not going to put no motherfucking weave in your head, bitch. And she did. Put that shit in her head, and I did not like it. It wasn't a bad installation job or anything like that, but I did not like it. I like Deidra with her short haircut. That's what the fuck she needs to stay. That's your lane. That Jody Watley shit you had going on, no ma'am. You go back to being a knockoff Halle Berry and leave that motherfucking Jody Watley look alone. I was not feeling that shit at all. You look so motherfucking random with that. Just a skinny bitch with long hair. Long fake hair. No ma'am. And the hair ain't saying much or nothing. Go back to your short hair. She went and she did a photo shoot. I guess she's going to use those for the cover of her book. She had all little guys all greased up. She had her own little, again, the whole Toni Braxton thing. Remember, another sad love song. Bitch, I see you, bitch. Men's shirt, tie, the whole masculine versus feminine thing, honey. We know where that came from. That's Toni Braxton, another sad love song. That's all back from her first video, from the Boomerang sound. Girl, you ain't pulled nothing over on nobody, child. Cute. I love the movement. The pictures were gorgeous. The photo shoot was fabulous. It was her, LaKenya, and Trey. We down there with the Mushia talking again. Fucking LaKenya's telling them about how Mushia, she felt disrespected because Mushia talked to her friends during her party, and they were talking about her. And she said, I'm not going for that. So them two, troublemaking whores, that boost her all up to her. Yeah, girl, you need to, I fuck that shit, girl. You need to tell Mushia's ass. I said, girl, she gonna snatch you up again. But whatever, they had her already. Girl, she went on, she left up out of there. Then we end up seeing a scene where Mushia and Maya had gotten together. Maya's telling Mushia, I like it so much better when you're calm and you chilling and you're not falling out with the ladies, because it's a bad look when you're always fighting with the ladies. You're a good businesswoman, but this always fighting with the ladies. I'm starting to think you're playing a part in some of these fights, and I don't like that on you. I think we could be really good. But honey, Mushia wasn't receiving none of what she was saying, honey. None of it. Still talking down to everybody. I said, okay. So any old way, they end up going to see. They sat with each other, Mushia and LaKenya. It was a fucking disaster and a train wreck. Mushia was not hearing none of what LaKenya was saying, disrespected the fuck out of her, then tried to dismiss her. You can leave now. Get on out of here. I said, child, she is just too much. Somebody is going to give her bit, bop, bam, boom, honey. They really are. And LaKenya did like this whole thing. She's very immature. I'm not leaving. I'm not going nowhere. And then she's like sitting there, and they sat there for like 10, 15 minutes. They're not saying nothing to each other, but both refuse to leave. You bitches don't get up and get on out of here. Eventually, LaKenya got up and she left, and she's like, that's it, it's over. But I had to give it. Mushia sat and told her, I'm not your friend. I was never your friend. I never pretended to be your friend. I don't do business with you, and I don't really give a fuck about you. I mean, so what? Girl, ain't no comeback from that. Girl, she literally let you the fuck have it. The only way that LaKenya could have came back and really won that scene over is if she'd have got up and smacked the shit out of Mushia, win, lose, or draw. And I know that's shady, but the only way that you could have came back from looking ridiculous, you invite this bitch down to talk to her about her behavior, and that bitch did not back up. She did not apologize. She did not agree that the way she was acting was inappropriate. And basically told you, fuck you, and you didn't like it. Fuck you, bitch. I ain't your friend that way. The only way to have won that whole confrontation would have been to smack her motherfucking face. Right, wrong, or indifferent. Pip! Who the fuck is you talking to? That's what would have had to go down. So, beyond that, you was going to end up looking foolish. She turned around and did the exact same shit to Beauty. At the end of it, Beauty going to try to talk to her and talk things down and talk it out. And, honey, Moosh gave her the same thing. Bitch, I'm not your friend. She was showing off, honey. And that's what Beauty was saying. You just love to get a crowd and show off for the crowd and everything. She says, whatever, honey. You can go on and leave. Again, dismissing her from a damn store that didn't have nothing to do. Now, the only thing about Beauty that's different than LaKenya, Beauty kind of understands. I think they had gotten into it. They had ended up going outside. And when she is showing off, she got these 3 girlfriends with her. And it was a key. And she just ran Beauty off. But you don't know Beauty. See, Beauty went out to the car and took off her motherfucking heels and put on a pair of Uggs. And came back in the motherfucking place. Because I think she was really going to take the high road and just leave until she thought about, bitch. Because Beauty's trouble. Beauty went right the fuck back up in there, and they got to doing some of this, honey. And Mushia was trying to give it to Beauty real good, and Beauty took her motherfucking fingernail and mushed Mushia right in her motherfucking face. Bitch. What? Bitch, what? I said, okay. And that's I was like, oh my God. Then and it's just so petty. It's like, whatever, I'm here for it. But it is petty. It is very 5th grade on the schoolyard. But whatever, that's how they are. It is what it is. I'm wondering how far we're gonna go before we shut the shit down. She poked her in her bitch, in her motherfucking face. But shit, you supposed to be a bad bitch. See, a bad bitch It's reflex. The fight should already been going. Boom, 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 boom. Remember when Deedra and Beauty got into it? It ain't take no time. There was some shit went by, a couple words flew, and then there was some swinging. That's how fights get started. I bet you wouldn't have mushed that motherfucking Pat in the face, and it just went on, and production get involved. There would have been what you call a motherfucking fight going on, okay? But anyway, so that they got that going on, and we'll pick back up on that next week. During the book reading, Deidre had the book reading, and child, I had to laugh because Pat just acted just like everybody else. Because Pat was like, "Oh yeah, girl was good." Then in the commercial, she said, "Honey, I will not be reading this garbage, honey." I said, "Oh God." It was raunchy. It was funny. I said, "Hey, girl." It was cool. Everybody else was liking it, honey. But it was really filthy and smutty, just like she said. It was crazy. But that's basically all they did with this week. Okay, now on to other news. There's a video that has surfaced. It's a little home video that Deidre did. I guess there's some scene somewhere coming up where Beauty and Lya actually has some things to say about Deidre's mother and her relationship with her mother. And baby, when I tell you that bitch played for keeps, because we all know reality shows and the reviews, all of us, we generally kind of respect the children and the parents, and we won't say much about parents or children. I'm guilty. Because if you keep putting your parents and your children on TV, I just might let them the fuck have it. I mean, it is what it is. But we try to give them some leeway. But if you keep putting them out there, your parents or your kids is acting ridiculous. Over here, spillitboy, I'll let your motherfucking people have it. Because it's just as don't put them on there. Because y'all don't mind getting down them comments and trying to let me the fuck have it. So, if you put your family or your kids on TV and they ain't right, then they might get let have it, honey. But whatever. Deidre wasn't feeling it. When I tell you the things that she said, honey, she gave it all, baby, and then invited them to come down to her shop and fuck with her. So, Beauty, you come on down to my shop and have something to say to me, bitch, because you know what I'll do to you, honey. Oh, Maya, too. So, because she told Maya and Beauty, both of y'all's mothers are dead, honey. So I don't even know why you're even discussing anything about anybody else's mother, because you don't have one. I said, oh. Then she told Mushia, and your mammy can't get into the country, honey, because she doesn't have a green card. I said, oh. She said, oh, no way you be down there talking about my mother, bitch, and yours is somewhere over in the Congo, honey, in the jungle. I said, oh, my goodness. That did just too much. So, I mean, all's fair in love and war. Y'all should have never mentioned her mother. You put yourself right out there, especially if your mother's deceased. Don't say nothing about nobody else's mother if you don't want nobody to say nothing about your mama. And y'all ran into the wrong bitch. That bitch ain't got no motherfucking chill. She talked about their mother. She ain't give a fuck. All right. So that's it. That's all I wanted to share. That's this week in cutting it in the ATL, honey. That goddamn Deidra. Woo. Jeez. Deidra and Pat. That's the Deidra that I kind of like, the one that didn't give a fuck. The new Deidra is trying to make peace. Too fake, too fake. Anyway, all right, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all.